Hello everyone, today I'd like to talk about this Japanese maple. It's a raft style, and I'll show you the history of this tree today, and then we'll do a repot. I will talk about the flaws and the good points about this tree and the work I need to do in the coming years. First thing first, this tree started as a cutting. Every time I cut a Japanese maple, I put the cuttings in the ground, and these are a few that I planted last year. As you see, the buds are starting to swell, so one day this will become a big tree. As you see, the tree is planted in a rather bad soil mix. I'll give you a 360 of the roots. Some of the roots are crossing and are sticking in very strange angles out of the ground. But I think in this case it's okay, because it's a raft style. It means it's a tree that fell one day and had some branches growing back up again, and it should not be a quiet tree. Here I have a big wound, but it's starting to heal and it's adding a little more character. A few big cuts were made here. They're starting to heal well, but this tree is not really showable because it has one major flaw. This tree has 5 trunks, and you should see all 5 of them, and the biggest problem is that the tree in the front here and here are smaller than the trunks on these sides. So I can do 2 things. So if you put the tree in this direction, you have a nice large base. It is possible to plant the tree in this position. Take this as a new front, so you can see the 5 trunks, and the biggest trunk is here at the front. But there are no branches here, so this is gonna be something that takes a year or 2 to get them there. And this trunk behind is having this very weird curve that does not match the other trees. So I think the best thing to do is to put it like so, like it was, and let this trunk and this trunk grow freely for a year or 2, and cut back the other ones. This tree used to be the dominant tree. I already cut back the apex. It's a rather chilly day today in Belgium. There's little sun, but the buds are really starting to swell, so if I want to do a repot, it's now that I should do it. Before I get the tree out of the pot, I'm going to take the moss on it and keep it so I can plant it back later. That's nice moss, so why not? Okay, I got all the moss I needed, and now let's get him out of its pot. Tree has grown really well over the past year, so let's untangle this. The roots are really a big, strong mass. Here at the bottom it's difficult, and this is very, very hard. So see, turned around a few times. It's really important to repot now. If you have roots turning around like this, it is better to cut than to pull, because you're going to break roots you don't want to lose. So I'm going to cut here and here and get it off like so. Then I can get back in and loosen the soil. So I'm going to do this all around the tree now. So now I removed most of the old soil in order to replace it with soil with better drainage. I gave it a wash, and what I have to do now is some pruning of the fine roots. I already got rid of the thicker ones. Just a little haircut now. As you can see, these are all fine roots. And there really is a mess of fine roots, so don't need to touch that. The tree will return in its in the same pot. It is not a perfect pot. I should get something a little smaller and glazed, but I want him to grow as fast as possible. To get the trunks bigger. This is a thick root. This one too. Doesn't have a lot of feeder roots on it, so let's cut it off. Okay, so that will do. So the pot is prepared, and the first thing to do is to put a layer of thicker soil. This is pure BIMS. It's kind of rock. Comes in big bags, and then I shift them, and I make one bucket of bigger ones and one bucket of smaller ones. Just the drainage. That's okay. And this is the smaller BIMS mixed with compost, something like that. (50-50). Just adding a layer now. And then I take the tree and put it on top. Okay, so now I have to put the tree in the right position so that I can see all of the trunks. So I turn it. This looks good. Okay. So all I have to do now is add some more soil and get it between the roots. Not really interesting work, but it has to be done carefully. And I'll get back to you when it's done. Just a few more pieces to go. I already gave it a wash. So it is easier to see where I should add some more. And now the tree is ready for its final wash. And then I can start the mossing. It's something I like. I think it's nice to see moss on trees. Some people don't like it. I do. So the work for today is done. I turned the tree around to give you a good look at it. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching and see you next time.